Welcome to Nerdy Drunken Stoned. It's April 18th, 2020. My name is Adam. I'm joined by Jason and Michael. Hey guys, what have you all been up to? Besides Final Fantasy 7 and Mike
Nothing.
running around in a jungle.
Mike, you go.
Killing savages.
Yeah, well, there's a game called Green Hell, and they just added a co-op mode, so it's kind of like Survivor Man / Bear Grylls kind of game, but you can play with your friends now.
It's just 2-player?
No, you can have up to 4 people surviving at a time.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, he's been trying to pressure
I've watched him
me and everyone else into playing it.
It seems like it might be a good game, good scary game maybe. I don't know. Oh,
It's worth it.
I've just been playing. What am I doing? Final Fantasy, done with that. Playing Mountain Blade again. Playing Animal Crossing. That's about it. Nothing too new.
Yeah, it's gotta make sure I wake up in time to get those frickin' turnips.
Oh, it is turnips tomorrow. Good point.
That noontime. That noontime is not.
No, you don't. You want to wake up before noon. That's the trick.
That is the trick.
At noon.
As someone who doesn't play, can one of you describe to me why I saw an article that said, "Let's face it, Animal Crossing is for children"? Can someone please explain that article?
It's because it's a Nintendo game. That's why people think Nintendo games are for kids. It's it's like any video game. You can boil it down to they're all worthless. So
I mean,
for kids.
I was telling Adam about the fact that where I grew up, there's a couple pear trees, and I told Adam about how like every year it was like a race to get to those pears that are ripe before wasps start going after them.
Okay.
And Adam made the remark, "Yeah, so you've been playing legit Animal Crossing."
In real life. Yeah, dude, it's just a town simulator. It's like it's an easy game, but that's kind of the point. The point is it's not supposed to be fucking, a Sim City or anything like this. You can do anything you want, basically, but it's a leisurely game. It's not supposed to be stressful.
It's a relaxed version of The Sims.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
You're supposed to get on every day, and you have a few things that you need to do every day, and it might take you maximum 30 minutes, and you're gonna keep progressing. But it's not The Sims, which is like super intense. You need to take care of the plumbing system and the electrical and.
Yeah. From what I heard, I thought it was like a kid's version of like GTA. Like.
How? In what universe?
I've never played the game, but I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like you can do whatever you want.
I've never been shot at.
No. I don't know, but that's like any Nintendo game. People can say all Nintendo games are for kids. Mario's for kids. It's whatever, man.
Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis is not for freaking kids, okay? Let me tell you that.
Nintendo makes the best games, man. I mean,
Mario Tennis is dope as fuck.
We were talking about Breath of the Wild at work today, about how how can a game be like so beautiful, yet clearly in the graphical department it does not stack up with anything on Xbox or PS4. Yet when you're playing it, you're like, wow, this, you feel like it looks incredible. But it clearly doesn't. It's because it's art direction. Like, they know what they're doing when they make these fucking games, man. It's like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a beautiful game, but it's so graphically simple. Like,
as far as on Breath of the Wild, you have those moments where I would consider them Skyrim moments, which is you go.
That.
No, you go
an old piece of shit. Yeah.
No. Even as old as it is, you go to a crest of a mountain and you look out. Hell, even playing.
Oh, you can climb that mountain. Yeah. Okay.
No, even playing WoW Classic recently.
Okay. I'll give you WoW Classic, actually.
You walk up to the edge of a mountain and you can just see everything before you.
Yeah.
you get that same feeling in Breath of the Wild, even if it's a sort of cartoony art style. It's gorgeous.
I was shitting on Skyrim, but I mean, you couldn't see across the map in that game, could you?
If you on PC, you could,
I'm sure with mods, absolutely. On the
and yeah,
base game, I can't.
and with the mods, but base game, yeah, with the base game, there is a lot of the
Yeah.
cloud.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
funny.
yeah, whatever. Vision fog, something to hide your graphics.
Is
But in
Skyrim
Breath of the Wild, I
overrated?
mean, yeah, of course.
Is it
I
though?
think it is. I think it is personally. No. For the time, it was. I mean, for the time, it was clearly like the benchmark. But dude, I don't know. So many people hold that game to such a high esteem, and honestly, in terms of an RPG, I think it's fairly basic and really easy to break. As someone that looked up no guides, and I
break.
don't consider myself like an RPG fanatic, like very quickly could nothing kill me in that game.
Well, if it had online capability, though, if it became the game that
The
everyone
Fallout,
wanted,
what was the Fallout online?
Fallout 76.
Yeah, how did
Hot
that
garbage.
fucking work out? Yeah.
Hot fucking garbage.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust them to do a
But that's
Skyrim
only
online.
because
They
did-
have Elder Scrolls Online. It's already a fucking game.
Yeah, it's also hot garbage.
Yeah.
I heard that's hard
The-
to compare though to Skyrim, even though
The
it is
beta
Elder.
fucking killed. No, because everyone wanted Elder Scrolls Online to be Skyrim Online. What it turned out to be was a reskinned WoW.
Yeah, it has to be an MMO. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just how MMOs have to be, man.
But why?
I don't know.
Why? Just because WoW set a benchmark doesn't mean it has to be that way. If you structure your game in that form, then you're always going to be second best.
But you say that, but MMOs before WoW were doing the same formula, and MMOs have gotten slightly better when you talk about like battles. You know, we talk about WoW Classic. It's a point and click. That's literally what it is. It's a fucking. It might as well be a clicker on your fucking phone game. But they do have like advanced combat systems in MMOs now. But I don't know. I'm sure when you have that many people playing a game, you have to use these systems of progression, or else, like I say, if you can break Skyrim so easily in 20 hours, if that's an online game with fucking 5,000 people in it, and everyone breaks it in the first 20 hours, you don't have much of a game then. I mean, you know.
Fair enough. I wonder how much Final Fantasy Online is kind of moving in on WoW's territory and stuff like that.
I think WoW's still pretty big. I haven't looked at
It
the
is.
numbers recently, but I mean, people say Final Fantasy is better. Like in terms of, again, gameplay, leveling, questing.
Just talking about Final Fantasy Online.
Yeah, the online
14?
one.
think it's 14.
Yes, yeah. There was like 11, and now we're on 14. Yeah, but WoW still. I mean, those people, they're never gonna quit. What sunken cost fallacy? You've dumped your life, your best years into this game. I mean, you ignored your children, and now they're out of the house, and you're supposed to stop playing WoW. You know, no. These people are in it for the long haul.
Yeah, that's true. If you could make money off the game like you did back in the day, I'd consider playing it. You know, just for that way, I felt like I was accomplishing something. Like I'm not trying to like make $1 million off of the game, but knowing that like, hey, I could pay for my subscription that month.
Yeah, they have that now actually, where you can buy your monthly subscription in game for something like 1,000 gold a month. Like you can actually do that now. Which is funny, I guess, if China bans all the fucking gamers from playing with everyone else, you won't have Chinese bots and Chinese gold farmers. So you look, step on up, man. It's like the mafia's out of town. There's a power void. You got to come in, take their territory.
Oh man, yeah,
No,
China. Go ahead, Adam.
No. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like, China's never gonna be able to pull that on us. Not in a million years.
Pull what on us? What are they trying to pull?
Like any kind of like trying to stamp out gamers, gamer rights, like any of that stuff. Like,
Oh, well, on their side, they're going to do it. I mean, those people are not going to be able to play with us very soon, like this week soon. So.
uh,
It's an interesting take. We're obviously dancing into the COVID-19 territory, so you don't want to.
Why? Because it comes from China? Is that why?
No, they're doing it because they're trying to squash information.
No, well, it's because Animal Crossing. People were protesting at Animal Crossing. They were using their little animals. They had children's game, if you will, to sow dissent for the strong Chinese government.
oh boy, it started. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Yeah, everyone's still sick. Got it. And breaking news.
Everyone is still
Fucking-
sick. Trump
I'm
wants
not
to
sick.
reopen. Trump wants to reopen the country. My brother is sick.
I don't think he does. I think he's a mastermind at the moment. I'll give him props, because leaving it up to the states, what he does is no one gets mad at him because he let the states shut everything down. So of course all the states are going to shut everything down. Oh my God, pandemic. But now, now it's like, oops, if a state opens too soon, it's not my fault, guys. Like, oh, shit's
All I said was that they were allowed to open. They were
Oh,
allowed to open.
don't do that. That's disgusting.
And
Gonna fucking throw up.
Are you guys worried though about a secondary wave of infection?
I'm not.
terrified.
I'm not worried because it's going to happen. There's nothing to be.
I'm not worried. It's just going to happen. So I've gotten, I've gotten past the worry.
What I'm saying is, don't worry about it. Like it's coming. I mean, don't worry about your own death, because that's gotta happen one day. So
Well,
it's inevitable.
they've been doing antibody testing on people that like haven't been sick and stuff like that, and it's
Yeah.
coming back like 30% of the people that are having antibodies present for COVID-19, and they didn't even know that they had it. So it really makes me wonder, because around January and February, real early in the year, I got sick with what I thought was the flu.
I've heard this story a lot though. Like a lot of people in our
Mike
area
and I
too
both.
get sick in December and January with I mean, what coworkers described as like the worst case of the flu that they've ever had. So a lot of people wonder, there's so much misinformation. Who knows? Clearly China was covering it up a month before it actually happened. So that being said, it was a big flu season. I mean, maybe you just had the flu.
There's always a possibility. It's just the numbers coming back of the underreported cases of COVID. I mean, we've tested what, like 1%?
Yeah. And you just don't have enough tests. I mean, you'll never know. So
we will know. We will know in the future, because they have developed that antibody test. So the people in the future who are tested for COVID-19 antibodies will give us a much more accurate portrayal.
Oh, it will show like if you had it ever, kind of thing. Oh, okay.
They're testing blood to see basically if you're now building up antibodies against it because you already had it.
Cool. But yeah,
So
in the fall, it's coming back. I mean, I told coworkers Friday, like we were kind of hanging out, and I was like, hey, like regardless of what you guys think, like whether you think like this is bullshit or whatever, like just know, like more than likely in 4 months, when we get back to work in 4 months, we are going to be out of work again. So you should really like save money. Like in the time that you have to work, like definitely put some money back. Like,
yeah, save now. It's a bad
if you're
time
working.
if you're working, it's a bad time to lose your job.
Unemployment's good though.
Unemployment is not good though, because all the sites and they're all flooded.
No, just fucking go on at 4 a.m. like a normal adult does. You're a gamer, right? Why the fuck aren't you up at 3 a.m. filling out your unemployment forms, man? But yeah, if you're on when the sun's up, it's just not happening. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've been trying to order
Um,
alcohol from Pennsylvania's online distributor for about 3 weeks now. I just want one bottle of wine. Just one. That's fine, you know.
How's that going?
I need
Still
you
trying to
to
load the website.
explain. I need you to explain y'all's liquor laws.
I mean, you
And
should have the list.
y'all's liquor laws is the most country thing I believe I've ever said. So
Oh, but a real fast tip about unemployment. Allegedly, you get $600 more on top of what you're getting paid. So let's say like you're gonna get $400 a week. Apparently, the government is throwing $600 on top of that, as reported from people at my job that have gotten their checks.
Because they were
So-
like, we gotta do something because we're gonna look terrible compared to Canada.
Yeah, so straight up.
so
I
as
mean,
reported by people who work at a bar.
yeah, straight. I mean, they're getting like $1,000 unemployment a week. I mean, that's
So they're making more in unemployment.
no,
than they were
no.
because
We made more than
unemployment-
that.
no, because unemployment is supposed to be a fraction of what you made.
But because of this, the government straight up said that they were either gonna match you, or because it's all that extra money is coming from government. Like state is giving you
Federal.
the
you gotta
normal
be
amount.
specific. Federal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're getting it all together. So yeah, like the state level is giving you normal. Here's your $400, whatever the percentage is. But the government is giving you either 600 more or matching what you would have been making. So it's pretty sweet. I had no idea, but that means that I have a lot of time to play games, so don't have to worry.
So explain to me, Mike. Explain to me how Pennsylvania liquor laws work, because
basically you can
Mike, are
only
you an
purchase
expert?
you can only purchase alcohol through either a distributor, a beer distributor, or purchase through a official state-run entity, which would be like a wine and spirits. or
So you
something
as
like
an
that.
individual, can you order through a distributor?
Uh,
Do you have to go use the other route?
No, you can, but the
Okay.
problem is it's it's very difficult, right? Like everything is done now through online. There were other grocery stores that just recently figured out a way to get around the law, which states that in Pennsylvania you have to have if you're able to purchase alcohol, you have to have a place where you can drink it and sit down and drink it. It makes no sense. So grocery stores have been adding eateries, little places
Which
where
is weird in a pandemic to add public eateries.
yeah, well, it's been happening like that for the past couple of years. That's
Oh,
how
okay.
grocery stores have been getting around that little law, because they're like, no, you can sit down and drink it. We have this little rest area here. So um, but yeah, what Adam's showing you is like pretty much the website that I've been trying to go to order stuff, and oh my gosh,
As online liquor sales
it's
soared
always
during the
down.
pandemic, workers at more
You
than
got sound.
100
There's
state
some
stores
video I'm
really
listening to.
yeah, we stopped the fucking website. The website decided to override.
How strange that they would, be so stringent on that. Like in Texas, honestly, they're very lax at the moment. Like, yeah, as soon as bars closed, they were like, look, you can get shit. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, fucking get it from whoever you want. Like, you can get it.
Restaurants, you can get it from a restaurant. A restaurant will deliver you margaritas or mixed beverages with
and I
your
know there's
order.
supposed to be limits, but I mean, and they're not even rumors. I know places that are like someone's ordering a quesadilla and getting like a gallon of margarita, like for like their one quesadilla. It's, and I mean, really, who's gonna stop them? You know what I mean? Like you're in your house, like what? You're going somewhere, like.
Yeah, I think you can, like, if you could probably pick up like a 6-pack or something like that to go, but you wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
get any mixed drinks to go or anything like that.
In Texas, you can do literally whatever. Right? I mean, again, there are laws in place, but yeah, you can get mixed strength 6-packs, whatever. I mean, no one's gonna come and bust you up for getting a 6-pack with your burger. You know what I mean? Like
Pennsylvania's
that's a
not
waste.
Pennsylvania's not very socially like up to par with everyone else.
Well,
Very
neither is Texas.
old timey laws and stuff like that everywhere.
Yeah, wow, Texas. Welcome to the club, man. We just like our booze.
No, I just went to the liquor store today to prep for today's show, and my liquor store around the corner has put up their own PVC pipe slash, I'm not sure, plastic guard in front of their register, and you're supposed to spin the ball around so they can scan it.
Oh, okay.
There's no bags unless requested,
Okay.
and so there is as little interaction as possible between you and the cashier. And I always bring my hand sanitizer, and after I get done touching the keypad, putting them in my debit information, then I'll wipe my hands down, grab the bottle, and like don't touch the doorknob. So everyone's handling it differently, but Texas alcohol is still open for business.
Yeah, I mean,
Which I
it's a
would.
big business.
There is a very interesting ongoing question though. Once you touch Adam brought this up though. Once you touch the hand sanitizer and then sanitize your hand, do you then need to sanitize the bottle that you touched?
I mean, look, realistically, yeah. I mean, you need to sanitize everything if you're that concerned. Like, if a bottle,
But should we be is the point.
if this is your bottle and it's infected, just because my hand is clean now, when I touch it, I mean, I'm still infected.
But what if you
so-
clean the bottle while you have?
Then you'd be fine. And should it go to that length? I mean, I guess that depends on the individual. So.
There you
How
go.
bad do you want to get COVID? You know.
I had it in January. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's fine. You're
You
immune now.
think you had it in January.
I mean, it's tough when every single symptom you read is like, oh yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
I had that.
Coming
Oh.
into allergy season 2, literally.
Exactly. It's allergy and flu season at the same time. We've discussed this time and time again. It's a bad time to be
It's a
trying
bad
to
time to be a
self-diagnose.
human. It's a bad time to be alive.
I don't know.
I'm a human.
I don't know. I'm an experienced vet when it comes to allergies. Like I've had them all my life. I mean, I can tell when it's allergies and when it's like when I'm sick. Like I don't ever typically get fevers. It's more like pressure, sinus pressure and stuff like that. It was definitely the worst. I mean, I was still like hacking stuff up for like 2 weeks after I got rid of the cold. I mean, I don't know. I read something about like that could be scarring, which is why sometimes that happens. But it started with the sore throat, which gave me a pretty bad fever, which then gave me the inability to breathe out of my lungs because I felt like I was drowning in mucus. That's like exactly like and literally my lungs were hurting, like for the past couple days that I was getting over it. Never had a flu do that to me.
Oh. My brother tested positive yesterday.
Oh, he did? Oh shit.
But
damn. How's he doing?
The man's got a 6-pack, so
that don't mean shit.
I'm just saying as someone who is obviously healthy.
Yeah.
He says he feels better every day.
That's good.
And what's problematic about this virus is he is so much more.
Text him right now.
He is so much more healthy now than he was whenever he thought he needed to be tested. So yes, he got confirmation. I was diagnosed and I was positive, but that doesn't help him whenever he's already getting over the illness.
Have you guys?
Just as a sidetrack, he
Mhm.
works as a pharmacist in a hospital, so he's
Oh, okay.
around that his and he just recently started at a new hospital,
So
and
he spread it to
and
a
the
whole new
and no,
hospital.
and this person and the person that trained him also tested positive. So it's one of those.
Ah.
It could have been either or transfer. It could have been a patient. It could have been a nurse. There's
But
no
isn't that
telling
what
because they're
they
all healthcare workers.
haven't they said like 80% to 100% are gonna get it? I mean, like if you want to talk about everyone's gonna get it, fucking every healthcare worker is gonna get it, 100%. I mean,
It seems at the moment.
especially if it comes back in the fall, like I mean, it's fucking inevitable. You kind of hope you get it now.
Well,
Yeah,
it-
our Disney vacation is canceled.
Well,
When were you guys supposed to go to Disney?
End of September, beginning of October.
You don't know that Disney they're fucking bleeding money right now, man. Think they can make
But
it till
do
October?
we want to?
Are they? Are they? Because I saw that they got
30
approved for a
$6
$6 billion credit line.
All right,
I wish I
let's
had
do
a
the
credit
math.
card that had a
Let's do the
$6
math.
billion credit line.
I understand that they're losing 30 million a day, so 10 days, 300,
You gotta do math.
a month. A month is $1 billion. So
Yeah, but
TikTok.
Disney Plus can't ever get sick. So I mean, that's still
Oh,
bringing
yeah,
in
what new
money.
content's coming? Yeah, what's
The
fucking new?
making
You
of the
gotta watch
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Yeah, that's what they gotta do. They're ass pulling now. Quick, we gotta give them a documentary.
Oh, on this episode of Nerdy Drunken Stone,
It won't even be
Disney
like
starts
new
ass
content.
pulling.
Yeah, it's gotta be a fucking documentary about making season 1. Because they can't make season 2.
No, we're gonna sit down with Robert Downey Jr. for 2 hours and ask him what it was like to play Iron Man.
Oh, I'm sure that's on
That's-
YouTube already. That's not content, man. It's fucking bullshit.
It'll just be him turning his head.
Yeah. He's dead. Who cares? I don't
Wow.
need to know what
Spoiler.
he thinks.
Spoiler alert.
Thanos. Thanos
think-
wins.
I think we've discussed COVID way.
Yeah, get off of it, man. Fucking forget about
So
it.
last week we discussed how the XFL season
Oh.
was canceled and how they were filing for bankruptcy. Now they are up for sale.
Do you see the WWE let a lot of contracts go? Like a fuckload of contracts. Because like the WWE, they have a fucked up system of signing their stars, and the only reason I bring this up is because Vince McMahon, same owner, XFL.
Yeah.
I know those wrestling contracts are pretty fucked up, and they can terminate them at any time, and that's what they did. They terminated like 30 of them, like just let a bunch of fucking people go. So maybe he lost a lot more money on that investment than we thought.
Do you think he was gambling?
I don't think he thought a pandemic was coming. And I don't know who's going to buy the XFL, honestly. I mean, you might not even have the NFL. Or you might have the NFL with no crowds. I mean, and now you're going to buy their competition that didn't last the whole season. Like, okay, Jeff Bezos, step up.
Yeah, ready for that Amazon League. Here we go.
Yeah, or some Saudi oil league. I don't know. I don't know who has that much money to blow on clearly like the most high risk of gambles.
It takes one person to be infected to shut down the NFL season. I guarantee it. It's gonna take one
because
season.
then they run into another player.
No, that's
goes
with
into
the
a locker
XFL.
room with another player.
The XFL, they're the extreme league. They could say, yeah, COVID, we're not fucking afraid of it.
You gotta have COVID to join the league,
That's
man.
it. Yeah. COVID positive only players. This is the future.
It's honestly
the future of sports.
It's honestly what I wanted them to do, not because it's the
what everyone
smart.
get COVID?
Not because it's a smart decision. I wanted the XFL to be we're not going to shut down.
Oh.
Because we're the XFL. if you want to be the extreme league, unless the government orders you to shut down, you don't play it safe. But they decided to play it safe in your inaugural season, and now you're bankrupt.
I mean, what were you gonna do?
I
What were
disagree.
you gonna do?
I disagree. I mean, the word extreme does not imply anything other than marketing. I've eaten extreme nacho chips. Are they that really much better? No. They're the same exact thing. Same exact
Yeah.
type of nacho Dorito chip.
Only sport. They would have been the only sport to watch.
Yeah, think about that. Think of like legitimately think if and sure he would have got so much bad publicity, but what do they say? Any publicity is good. Fucking you this is insane. A football league where all the players have COVID. And guess what? It's fucking on and everyone would watch it. Everyone would watch. Dude, they could have that's how they could have beat the NFL. Right fucking there, man. Wow. That is such a good idea, actually.
Oh god.
Because everyone would have been talking about it. That's all anyone would have fucking talked about. And you would have tuned in.
This is stupid. Why would they do this? They're putting all their players at risk.
And then when everyone's healthy, no one watches
So
it.
in order to do that, they would require a waiver being signed by
You don't think those guys, they're already playing in the fucking D League?
Exactly. You don't think
Hey,
they wouldn't sign those
let
waivers?
this guy cough on you and you
Yeah.
can
The
play in this league.
biochemical has never been part of the contract.
It is now, man. Enjoy
It
your
is
50,000
fucking
a
now.
year. Brain damage. Fucking what's the other thing? CDT or some shit?
CTE.
CTE and now fucking ever evolving viruses. You know, the future of sports. That's a fucking $1 billion idea right there. You
Yeah,
should've
I
just
got a
gone
few of
ahead-
them.
That was a good one, man. Literally infect them all and monitor them, knowing that they have it. You know what I mean? Like, man. Ah, fuck. Now I'm depressed. Damn.
No, the
Oh.
second I heard that they were shutting down, I was like, you missed out.
Hope the CFLs
should've-
listen to this podcast.
No, the fucking the
Jeff Bezos is.
the AFL or ACFL, whatever the other
Yeah.
whatever the other startup was this year, has honestly come out in the past day or so, and is trying to start back up. I think because the XFL is in such bad shape.
American Football League. No. Really? That's good for them.
It's not gonna happen.
Good for America.
The Alliance of American Football, AAF. That's what it is.
AAF.
But they didn't even finish their first season, right? How are they trying to come back? They went bankrupt. Yeah, they filed for bankruptcy April 17th.
Well, look how sports. I mean, look how online sports have. I mean, I'm sure you guys are well aware of the Kyle Larson debacle.
Is that the race car driver guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I mean, I watched the 30-second, I saw what I needed to see.
Yeah, I think that was
Mike, explain it for everybody.
He said a gamer word.
yeah. Essentially, the iRacing / NASCAR league has gone digital, and Kyle Larson, who is, from what I can tell, he's got a lot of sponsors, a lot of money, he's got a lot of potential, said a derogatory word,
A racial slur.
very horrible
N-word.
racial slur.
He said the big one. He said the big. He said Exodia.
Exodia. And
you can't say.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, that is how people don't take online gaming seriously, because people. I mean, you can
Let me pose a crazy question. Just you can crucify me. I don't care. You're at home, you're playing games. Look, we've all said fucked up shit online. Everyone has, especially in an online game. He's trained for 20 years. He's a professional, and you are comfortable in your house. I don't know why. I don't know how or why he forgot it was live,
Mhm.
but I I guess his mentality is like, yeah, it's like playing a fucking game, and then he just maybe in his gaming sessions he likes to drop some
Some
slurs.
bombs.
Yeah, he likes to drop some bombs of
Well,
types and
his career
and
blew
yeah,
up like a
and that's
bomb.
what because when he when he says it, it's very like casual. It's not even from like a place of hate. He's just like he
Mhm.
just says it, and and then he like laughs, and he laughs because he knew his life was over. He's
But-
laughing because he watches his bank account empty out.
But when you're in the public spotlight like that, knowing that you might have fans that are looking up to
Yeah, yeah.
you, isn't there a certain amount of like, hey, I should really, you know, think twice about what I'm saying in public?
I know you're mic'd up in the race car, but
Mhm.
but again, I mean, it's not like you're mic'd up. You're mic'd up, but it's not all aired 24/7. I'm sure
Mhm.
they have like a light or something. No, hey Bob, you're about to be on, so don't say any fucked up shit. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
Thank God you told me.
yeah, there's something about
I mean, it's
he felt alone and comfortable.
yeah, yeah.
So
And his thoughts, yeah.
even if he isn't a racist, he may say things that are racist.
Sure, in the privacy of his own home, and again,
Doesn't make it
just
good, doesn't make it right.
no, but think about I mean, not even a competitive game, a competitive sport or a competitive environment. Like you
You talk
fucking get
shit.
angry, like you talk shit, and everyone talks shit differently, and that's like I said, it wasn't like he was using it as the intended terrible term. Like he just, I guess that's a word he says when he plays 2K online. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
When
He
he's getting
apparently
beat
is
up,
one of those. He apparently is at the same level as a 12-year-old.
yeah, when he's
Trying
getting
to
beat
talk
by
shit when he
12-year-olds,
loses.
he's gotta fucking let him know how he feels.
I mean, it still says a lot about his character, especially as a gamer, that you go to that level when you're
Let's
losing.
Is he
let's
a
go look at
gamer?
his Reddit. Let's go look at his Reddit card.
Can we
and
even
fucking
qualify
figure
him
this out.
as a gamer?
Yeah, as
I
a
mean,
gamer, yeah, he's not
just
a
because
fucking
he plays
gamer.
a virtual reality game. I mean,
Yeah.
I play virtual reality Beat Saber, but that doesn't mean I'm about to pick up a sword.
Yeah, I play Wii Golf. I'm fucking terrible at golf.
Well,
But I'm great at Wii Golf.
we can now assume that if he played an online racer and was losing, he would start throwing the N-word around.
But again, yeah, when he's losing in his simulated race, I just really think he was not thinking about. I don't think he thought anyone was gonna hear fucking anything he said, or maybe he just forgot. I don't know.
You literally hear him say, "Hey, can you hear me?"
Yeah,
Like,
a lapse of sanity.
and then a second later he says it, like literally a
Yeah.
split second later.
So let's dive into just a hot water. We don't have to hit
Hey,
this hard. but
NDS
this
can
is-
handle anything. We're ready. That's
so
why we're
this
here.
This
Yeah.
was the discussion we had the other day,
We're
which is
called Nerdy Drunk and
so as a man, as a professional in his field who trained he's been training 25 years. I'm not saying that he shouldn't lose sponsorships. And there shouldn't be repercussions, but like your entire life is to hone this craft. And because you said a word, you're fucking like your life. Like 20 years of expertise is now flush it. I don't know. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you change it. At what point, like, how many hoops do you have to jump through, and how much forgiveness do you have to do before people forgive you for? I mean, it's not like these other people, like Louis C.K. You didn't sexually harass or assault anyone. You
harass,
said
yes. Harass, yes. Assault, no.
well, semantics. Fucking, but you said a word, and it is a terrible word, sure, but I mean, fuck, man.
At least with the Louis C.K. thing, he admitted that he used his power, his status,
Yeah.
over these women, which he knew was fucked up. Like he straight up admitted to that. Which, I mean, I feel like the closest thing to like a race controversy would be like, and this is even racially motivated, but when Tony Stewart basically ran over another driver with his vehicle. The controversy was that
You're gonna have to educate us because
okay, so basically, basically it was a
Was
dirt.
he mad at him and he tried to run him over?
Tony Stewart has a history of being like having an anger issues on the track.
Okay.
And basically, another driver got out of his vehicle and went he got out of his vehicle and went back into the stream of traffic of cars. And they
Yeah.
were all going relatively slow because there was, I believe, a caution flag was out.
Yeah, because there's someone on the fucking track.
And it appeared as if Tony Stewart didn't realize that there was a guy walking towards the center of where the traffic was coming from. And at the last second, as he's hitting the guy, he guns it. Now, people argue, hey,
Did he hit him?
The guy went completely underneath the vehicle, basically.
Oh, he hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And so people, it was kind of split between, the controversy was he gassing at the last second to avoid him, or was he pissed off and gassing? And a lot of the people that defended him were saying, well, why was the guy out of his car in the first place? And my argument to that is, hey, you're a professional driver. You drive fast for a living. I don't buy.
As a non-professional driver, I cannot hit someone in my vehicle, and you can't give me the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Like my life's over if that happens.
That's exactly.
Say, you're the top driver on the planet. And maybe he was looking out his fucking rear view,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, who knows where he was looking? The point was, you weren't looking.
You're a professional.
You should be looking straight.
Yeah, you don't fucking crash a plane. Well, where was the pilot looking? Oh man, if we listen to the black box, he kept looking in the fucking rear view. He was looking at someone in first class who's making a lot of noise, and he crashed into the mountain.
So Tony, basically, in a nutshell, Tony's career took a nosedive. He was never.
Does he still race?
I don't think he does anymore. I know, like, he was kind of winding down towards the end of his career with that, but again, he was in a lot of hot water for that, and eventually people forgave him, and he's still good old Tony Stewart now. And
with asterisks, you get asterisks,
So
I feel like
go ahead, Adam.
I feel like what Jason was getting at was just sort of cancel culture in general.
Oh, I don't like that word because that's a leftist term, and that's disgusting.
But I mean,
it's a political term, and I fucking hate political terms.
Well, I have a degree in political science, so that's what I go with.
Right. How's that going?
It's the idea.
I don't have a degree, so I'm a bartender. So.
It's the idea that because certain people do things that aren't appropriate in certain times, because we all make mistakes, that this person should be destroyed.
Well, but that again, that was my only. I guess that was my only thought experiment per se was. We destroy them, but even someone that is
that appropriate?
Yeah, even someone that steals from a job and gets caught stealing, you get fired. You get thrown out the door. You can't get hired there. It doesn't mean you're unemployable. You can go next door and get a fucking job and try again. And if you fuck up again, they'll let you. Here's the door again. But I mean, like life can't be one mistake. I mean, unless of course it is a terrible mistake. But I mean, fuck, European countries, you make the big mistake of murdering someone on purpose, and you only get like 15 fucking years. I mean, damn. I don't know, man. Language, a term. I don't know. I'm sure I say fucked up shit all the time in a foreign language that I don't even know I'm saying. I don't know.
We all, I think, make statements in private amongst friends that we wouldn't say in public.
Everyone, I don't care what race you are. It's all.
It doesn't make any of it appropriate, but.
But see, what I think
should it destroy your entire world forever.
I mean,
Like-
I feel like that's up to that person. I mean, whatever you say, whatever you put out there into a public forum, you are responsible for that backlash, whether it's good or bad. And I mean, to say, is it really people trying to destroy that person's life as much as it's just desserts? You know what I mean? Like, this is stuff that was coming. Like, let's face it, things will probably die down for that driver, Kyle Larson. And he'll probably get back to it at some point. But that doesn't mean that none of the blowback he's getting now isn't warranted. I mean, we're not talking about doxing someone. We're talking about like people saying, "Hey, that was really messed up that they said that," or "Hey, that was really messed up that they did that."
True, you know. And of course, of course he's gonna lose his sponsors. I guess I feel bad because that's like his livelihood. And I never want anyone to lose their livelihood,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Over a word.
Yeah,
It's
over a word.
Despite how
over-
terrible it is.
Yeah.
Is one word that
But again, there has to be repercussions. Otherwise, I mean, if you don't do anything, then you're basically saying, well, there's no problem, you know?
Right, right.
no, there
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be repercussions. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that.
Mhm.
There definitely
I guess an important note is intent matters. Like intent really does matter. It matters in every aspect of your fucking life. If you accidentally give wrong change and you fucking accidentally gave an extra 20 out on accident, that's not ill intent. If you pocket a 20, clearly ill intent. You know what I mean? Like, and it's important. You end up with the same end result, but the intent matters. So yeah, you say a word like fuck, I guess he was saying it joking. You know what? Fuck it. Look, Dave Chappelle can get up there and make millions and billions saying this word, and he's the funniest guy on the planet, and that's fine, and we all love him.
Mhm.
And but so he's profiteering off of saying terrible things. Technically, if someone else said it, they would be crucified. But because he's saying it, it's fine because of context. So again, I'm not saying that it's okay that he said that when he did, but he meant no ill will by it. It's just something he says because he's mad. I don't know. Or he didn't even sound mad. I don't know what he sounded like. He sounded like he's a fucking idiot.
I think a more appropriate analogy is how many times have the three of us, while
No.
laughing, said
No.
"fuck you," but if you were to actually just look at someone dead in the eye and
Oh,
go
and
"fuck
laugh and
you,"
say
and
fuck
say
you.
no without laughing, say "fuck you," it's the same thing but in
Yeah.
different context.
You're a
It's-
mailman.
But one's racially motivated, though. There's a difference.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is probably part of the reason why
yeah, the
Dave
prejudice-
Chappelle
yeah,
gets
prejudice.
somewhat of a
that
pass.
is why it's bad because again, fuck you is a general term. You know, hey,
the
go
prejudice
fuck
involved.
yourself. Anyone can go fuck themselves, but only one person can be any racial kind, whether it be Asian or Chinese or Chinese flu.
There are
doesn't
your
include
outliers.
African people. So
There are your
unless, I guess,
outliers.
yeah, I guess they're native African Chinese folks.
Does anyone besides me want to get off of this dangerous topic?
Yeah, it's fine. We're done. I mean, we've said what we need to say.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
We'll finish this conversation in private. So.
So, Better Call Saul is going to be wrapping up in a couple of days.
Season 5, not wrapping up. They have another
Okay.
season.
The series is not wrapping up. The season 5 will be wrapping up in a couple of days. How do y'all feel about this season? I mean, it's fleshed out to be
Good.
almost better than Breaking Bad. The way this shows, it's a hard comparison at this point.
I think it's a tough because I felt like if think if Breaking Bad had already, or no, Better Call Saul had already aired, and you were watching Breaking Bad as it aired. I
that's
guarantee you
a
it'd be because it's coming out, it's the new thing. But no, Better Call Saul. I mean, it might end up being better than Breaking Bad. I definitely think it's on par.
I mean,
Yeah.
the past 2 episodes leading up to this finale have been fantastic.
Episode 8 and 9. I don't even know what they're called. I
Just the
can't-
past 2 episodes?
It's when things have really started to heat up.
Oh yeah, dude. We can't even talk about it. We can't
No,
talk
you
about
can.
it.
Feel free.
No, you haven't watched it. I'm not going to do that to you, man. They had too good of episodes to fuck up. So
Yeah.
that being said, the finale is called Something Unforgivable. Spoilers.
Mhm.
So because they've done 3. They've done something beautiful. What is something beautiful? Something stupid, I think, and now they're doing Something Unforgivable. So
This isn't a spoiler though, because obviously Adam has seen Breaking Bad and hasn't seen all of Breaking Saul yet. We all know that in Breaking Bad, Kim is nowhere to be seen at all. Now,
Doesn't exist.
neither's Nacho as well, but that's a different
Well,
thing.
but Nacho's not in it, but the other guy's in it, right? Isn't that the other guy's the one Walter stabs with the plate, right?
Are you talking about
am
Crazy
I-
8?
No. Who is the guy that Nacho is training under him right now? You know the other dude. He's the guy he beat up.
It's Palo?
Yeah, isn't that the guy that Walter White stabs with the plate? I really think it is.
I'm not sure. But
Anyway.
I do know this for a fact though, that the chick that does play Kim Wexler, I think her name's Ree something, like Rianne or something like that. She said that she basically fed into the fact, yeah, there is reason to be concerned that her character is not in Breaking Bad. So that really set off some alarms in my head as far as what's going to happen to her character. I mean, there's still a whole nother season, but
I'm trying to think of.
It's gonna be 13 episodes. Also.
I'm trying to think of Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, and
How so?
hypothetically speaking, if he got Kim killed,
Oh,
would that
see,
make
we were talking.
would his character make sense?
We
I
were
see.
talking about this. If he is responsible for Kim's death, like you know, if what's who's the guy that jumps really far? What's his name? Lalo. If Lalo
Jumps really
shoots
far.
Kim in the face, like what happened on last week's episode, when he executed her, sorry, spoilers, just kidding, it hasn't. But if that happens, we had the same discussion. Like, if he's responsible for her death directly, how could he go on like living? You know what I mean? Like, how could he just keep being Saul Goodman and be like sort of chipper about shit? Like, I don't see that happening. There's no way.
Saul
Yeah,
is just
it
as
wouldn't really
good.
make sense.
Saul is just as good at using people as Walter White.
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
he's
but I
using
think
Kim.
he has better intentions.
Yes,
though.
yes. I agree.
Walter
with
White
you
has very selfish intentions. It is just, how can Walter White get more? Wait, Don't get me wrong, Jimmy wants more, but I feel like there is a line that Jimmy doesn't cross.
I think it's just a matter of time until Kim is just like, I've had enough of this bullshit. Like,
yeah, I definitely think that's how that storyline is going down. Either or, we're gonna get another flash forward to reference Lost. We're getting one more flash forward at least at the beginning of season 6, and I would be damned if we're not getting another one at the end of the final episode. I mean, clearly they're not gonna end Better Call Saul.
I'm honestly surprised by the lack of flashes.
They do them at the beginning of every. They're very reserved with it.
There was me and Adam were watching Better Call Saul earlier today, and there was a scene in the one episode where it's like it's a past/future scene where it's like mostly black and white, and it's a past scene of Kim, and I thought this was real interesting. Her mother was trying to pick her up in the car, and she was drunk.
Yeah.
And she says to her, Kim,
Clearly an
you
alcoholic.
can never mind your own business. Which,
Foreshadowing.
yeah, which I didn't even pick that up at all the first time I watched that through. But now that I'm where I'm at, now that we're
I
at where
don't
we're at,
know. Look,
she definitely didn't
I
mind her
can't
own
even say it.
business.
I can't even say it. I was about to shut you down, and I'm like, fuck. Adam hasn't watched the next episode.
Bring it on, Jason. I'm ready.
I can't do it. I
I
can't
told y'all to
say
speak
what I.
freely.
It doesn't matter. You already know she gets shot in the face by Lalo, so I already spoiled that.
Tell me
Or
again.
does she?
Tell me again, Jason.
Tell me again. That's all you gotta know. You'll know. Tell me again. Tell me the story again. Fucking, oh man, it's so good.
Lalo's so great. He's one of those
Dude,
characters you love to hate.
Yeah,
You
dude,
love
he's
to
such a
hate.
good asshole. It's because he's so erratic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he'll kill just a random kid for like information, like so you don't know. Like you just know he can fly off the fucking handle at any time. You know?
He's such a suave smartass, though, too.
Now,
In his own way.
He's charismatic.
Mhm.
we were what is it? We were watching the episode where he was in court today
Oh
with
yeah,
Saul. And Saul is like, I need you to sort of play it up
Play
to
to
the
the
judge
yeah.
and whatever. And Law was just like, okay. And then he looks back, he's like, is that them? Like, yeah, he's like,
He's
he's just suave and calm and just doesn't give a fuck about
He's-
anything.
well,
But at the same time,
it's-
you know, he could murder anyone.
yeah, he's a charismatic, likable character, but not likable in like an anti-hero way. He's not Kylo Ren over here. Like he is the worst person on that show next to like Don Hector. You know what I mean? Like he's such a terrible, just a terrible man. And somehow he's still likable. I mean, how does that happen? I don't know.
It's charisma.
He's got that cartel charisma, I guess. It's good though, man. I mean, we're 2 days out. Yeah. Ooh, man.
Adam and I both agree that the gentleman that plays Gustavo Fring, Giancarlo,
Okay.
he should get some sort of fucking award for the way he
Yeah.
plays that fucking guy, man. Like,
Oof.
he's so
Yeah.
intense, even when he's being nice.
Yeah, Gustavo. I mean, but even Mike. I mean, fucking man, you gotta
Mike's
give.
acting is great. Gus's acting is great.
Which we've never
Freaking
spoken.
Vince Gilligan should have multiple awards at this point.
Yeah, at least for cinematography. I don't. But you
Because-
know, it's like what
No,
they did
I'll-
with Breaking Bad. They're gonna wait till the last season and. Okay, guys, here it's Game of Thrones. We're gonna wait till your worst season to award you. We're gonna wait till your show's a
Bro.
piece of shit. And then, hey, season 7. Yeah, no one gives a fuck about this. Here are your Emmys, like you know.
Me and Mike were watching it earlier, and Saul and Kim are having a conversation across one of the tables with the grates. It's like an outdoor table, and the camera shot is from underneath, and it's looking through the table, watching them talk. And like that, along with the ice cream cone with ants on it, the way they think and choose their shots
Yeah, he makes
is something different.
The show, if anything, is mundane. It is about with elevated situations, but most of the time, I mean, it's dialogue, it's monologues, it is mundane things shot to make it interesting. like you just have mundane lawyer conversations, but it is interesting to watch and look at because of the way where he points the camera, basically. I mean, and how he points it.
He gives you such rich perspective.
Yeah, on like I say, just nothing, mundane details. You know, man, he's a master of his craft. I mean, what's he done? He did X-Files, Breaking Bad, and now Better Call Saul, I think.
Oh, I didn't know he did X-Files.
Yeah, he did X-Files.
I did not know that either.
And then I guess he did El Camino. So.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to be able to do a spin-off without either one of your main characters. Like not
Oh, yeah.
Jesse, which there's been no cameos whatsoever of Walter
Well,
White.
that will be the finale.
Yeah,
That'll be
they're
the
gonna. I
finale.
guarantee both of them
Will
are gonna be
be.
in the finale.
Yep.
Just as that money shot.
Yep.
It's
That's
gonna
it.
be like a walk-in moment, and then
But
just go. blink.
we've seen
Into
how it
black.
looks. We already saw in El Camino how it's almost a little jarring. Like I knew Walter White had a ball cap on. Like I forgot that. Like I remember being like, something's weird about his head. Like his head looks weird. Like and then Jesse's trying to, because you don't notice that Aaron Paul has aged until like you actually do go back and see him from like the first 4 seasons of Breaking Bad, and then now you're like, holy shit, yeah, he is older.
Hey,
So
this
they'll
is-
just be older.
Yeah, there's a fun little story though, Jason. Why don't you mention
No,
your-
I don't want to talk
No,
about that. That is
My
literally
you don't want to talk about your Aaron Paul story?
no,
My
save it for another day.
My prediction, though, I think right where Breaking Bad, where where Saul is like, are you Lalo? Did Lalo send you guys?
The
I
clip from
think
Breaking
that's
Bad,
where
yeah.
it's gonna end.
But he said it wasn't me. It was Nacho. That and that's
Yeah.
I was like, wait. So what is Nacho gonna do to make Lalo mad? You know what I mean? And is Lalo still alive? Because Gus says, like when he tells Don Hector, he says all the Salamancas are dead. Like they're out of there. And Lalo's a Salamanca that Gus knows about. It's not like Gus doesn't know who he is. So I don't know. But man, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, they referenced these guys? Like, are you serious? Like,
Yeah, I can't wait for Adam to get caught up. It's gonna be fantastic.
and you're on like the 2 best episodes, man.
Yep.
Especially next episode. Dude, next episode is
so good.
fucking good.
Yeah, I think I hit it the very next morning. I actually got my phone. I was like, I gotta text Jason. I know he watched it.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'll
Adam
watch
will be
it
caught
tonight
up.
or tomorrow, guys.
What's that?
So I guess I'll have to watch it tonight, or
You should. You should at least watch the next episode tonight. You could probably put off the next one till tomorrow. I'm not saying that it's not good, but
is it gonna trigger my desire to watch
probably.
the
Yeah.
next episode?
Yeah, I was about to say, how can
That's
you
the
not?
problem.
How can you watch the next episode and not want to watch the next one?
Oh yeah, I think we were ready. It was like bedtime, and we had finished that episode. And I was like, "Start the next one. Get it? Fuck it. We're already here."
It's gonna be Game of Thrones season 1 all over for me. I
Oh.
watch one episode. My brother tells me that's a bad idea, and then 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, I just finished the season.
I binge
I
watched it.
drop out of a lot of shows. I don't know.
I
don't know
binge
what's
watched
going
Game
on.
of Thrones when I was up in New York. I finished it in 2 weeks, and that was literally watching one episode after another episode after another episode.
What do you think of it?
Oof. Are we
I don't know.
are we honestly
No.
gonna
Game
do
of
this?
Thrones?
Stop.
I mean,
Don't make it a big.
I don't
review
have a
than
big
this.
review for it other than it's Xena
Yeah.
and Hercules on crack.
Okay.
It really reminded me of that. However, the way that they shot a lot of the battles and stuff, you could tell there was a lot of money thrown into
sure,
that
yeah.
crap. But other than that,
Why
it's
the last
still
season was like 6 episodes. I
yeah.
think.
Which oh my god, let's dive into how junk
Not
that
talk about it.
was. The fact that we waited so long for them to just milk that.
Everyone's
series.
talked about it to fucking death. This is what I think a problem is, and this is coming off the top of my head. Maybe I will sound retarded or not, but that's a trigger word. Fucking. I think that because what made the story so interesting was that it was so grounded with like some, with some fantasy thrown in, but it's mostly, which is why it's so interesting to watch. Wow, like these characters are real. They're doing real things. So then when it concludes in a very realistic way, I don't know that that's satisfying. You know what I mean? You watch these characters for 8 seasons and then some rocks fall on Jamie and Cersei. Like, okay. And then you get the Hound showdown with his brother.
The Hound showdown.
Whatever the Clegane Bowl or whatever the fuck people called it.
The proper term.
Like, is it rewarding? Because you know what I mean? Like, you knew it was coming and then it happened. and then that was it. Like, I
The
don't
problem-
know.
The problem I feel is the show was always surprising for the most part. For 5 seasons at least, it
Okay.
was completely unexpected. And then it became completely predictable.
Yeah, that was almost the problem. And then the twists they threw in the last season weren't rewarding. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
See,
not gonna say that they were bad, but I'm just saying, like, it happens and you're like, okay, so she killed the Night King. Okay, it
Mhm.
makes sense with her character. She trained that. Okay, is that rewarding though? It happens, and I'm just like, all right. Like,
What was the point of John?
yeah, what's the point of Bran? Like, what? Yeah.
I think
We
Game
have
of
all
Thrones.
these storylines that went.
I think
We
it
have
was
no
more of a victim of its own success. Is the problem with Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, because it's like like honestly, when you're wrapping the conclusion up of any movie, TV show, or anything like that, it's typically going to be this dude versus this dude, and it's not like a shock or something like that. Like there's not going to be some surprise antagonist at the end typically. But how does a show like that honestly do justice to the amount of hype,
Expectation.
an
Yeah.
expectation that was built up to it? It was too much. It fell within its own. It got crushed within its own success.
No, the
weight
problem
of
is they
its own
got
success.
out ahead of George R. R. Martin
Yep.
because Weiss and Benoff weren't capable. They did not have the talent necessary to
Look, and
tell
I'm not
the
gonna say that they're
story.
not talented, but I'm
No,
saying, like,
they executed his vision
yeah,
amazingly, but
to the
they
T.
could not finish it without him. They did
Yes.
not have it.
And just because you had, I guess, what he provided are basically cliff notes, okay, but cliff notes are just that, and that's kind of what the last seasons felt like, were fucking
That-
cliff notes. Yeah,
That's a good way of it felt like Cliff Notes.
yeah, like, oh, they're just finishing it because this sentence says, hey, Arya has to kill the Night King in a battle. Come on, okay, come on, like.
So they're
Sir,
like,
Daenerys has to go crazy, and then Jon has to kill her. Okay, come on, make it happen.
I
Like,
called that seasons way before that actually happened.
I mean, I think a lot of people did. Like Adam said, it was all, or even like you said, it was all to be expected. In a show that captured people because of its unexpected nature,
killed your main character at the end of
Yeah.
season
When
one.
did it become popular? I mean, people knew about it and it was popular in circles, but it got like public acclaim after Red Wedding. Everyone, you have to watch this show. Why? Just get to Red Wedding, come and talk to me. And that was kind of what made it famous with a lot of people.
Pie has never been the same since that episode, or stuffed crust anything. Ugh.
It's good. It's still good. It's still good to watch, man. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad TV show, but I don't know.
It felt it will forever feel like Lost to me. It was
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh,
and
that's a
then
good way to put it, actually. A J.J. Abrams story. Great ideas and then a bad ending. Yeah. Okay.
John would be Jack, essentially, in that comparison.
John? Oh, I was like, John is the character in getting all confused
John
there.
Locke.
John is Jack.
John Locke.
Who's John Locke? Who's the John Locke of?
No, he was just saying Jon Snow is Jack.
Who is the
from-
character with destiny that turns out to be worthless? Oh, it's Stannis. It's Stannis. That's who it is. Stannis
no,
is John Locke. You think
can
Stannis
easily say it's Jon Snow because he was brought back from the dead and then nothing fucking happened because of it.
Oh, he kills Daenerys. I guess you're right. He could be because John Locke really dies. He's dead. And then I think it's Stannis. I think
We'll
he's
discuss
more like
Lost
Stannis.
on another day. Lost is a whole another fucking.
I mean, you're
Man.
comparing it to Game of Thrones, though. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's It's similar, but
It's
I feel
an
like
apt comparison.
both of
The
them.
first few seasons are the best television you're ever gonna see, and then it just unravels.
They both fully pull you in. Like you are engulfed into the storyline. Um, so on that level, yeah, and it does kind of go on and drag on. I think Game of Thrones hit its peak with the Undead Dragon. I feel like once they did that, like
I don't even know that I made it that far. When was that? What season was that?
the Ice
I
King.
want to say it might have been, but most people say that the big fans say season 6 was the finale, and no, because that had been season 7. It had been season 7 because season 6 is whenever Daenerys. One of the final shots is Daenerys with her fleet of ships.
Crossing the sea.
Crossing
or
the
whatever.
sea, and they say that's when it should have ended. So it had to have been season 7. Whenever they
I
went
know
to,
season
whenever
7 is
whenever they
bad.
went to save Jon, and
Yeah.
a
A lot of people argue that season
Syrian,
7 is the worst.
Syrian,
Season.
I think at that point, the Syrian was the one that got shot down and killed, and got dragged out of the ice and turned into the undead dragon. So that was season 7. Season 6 was when the show stopped being good, and then there were good moments, but it was not the same show.
I don't know. See, for me, the Night King was everything. Like I wanted, I'm really curious to see what you guys say about this.
The Night King was nobody.
That's the thing. Like, if you guys,
he was Snoke.
Besides the ending of the show,
the Night King was Snoke.
What was the biggest letdown of Game of Thrones for you? For me, it was the fact that we didn't learn anything about those generals, those creepy ass generals that he had.
It's Snoke, and it's Lost in One. You're exactly right. You build a mythology, the mythology of the show, which is like, these are your politics, and then this is your magic, and they expand upon that, and then do absolutely nothing with it. I mean, fucking nothing.
There is no one over the other. I mean, you have the White Walkers being killed like that.
And Bran's story is tied in with the Night King too. They're kind of, all of that mythology is together, which is why I hate to shit on Bran. But what was his purpose to do all that? Okay, now he's king, as opposed to the blacksmith or people that actually know how to rule. Oh, I guess you can war against 2 people, so I guess you should be king now. Okay, yeah, all right. I don't know.
I mean, but you got an ending though. You got an ending though. I mean, as opposed to like if you had gotten a Dexter type ending, where it's like the show just fizzes off, anything could happen. There's unfinished storylines. Would you have rather have gotten that?
He's a lumberjack.
That's
story is
but you don't know if he's still killing people. You don't know if he's contacted his son.
He's killing Mother Earth.
That's one way. That's one way to defend the ending. You're right.
I mean, which one would you have rather had?
Obviously, the one that we got, but
I don't know. Doesn't sound like it.
Oh man, fuck Game of Thrones. I never understood it. I never understood the hype. I understand that the books are well written, but I never understood. People were
thick. The
shitting
books are thick.
themselves.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the name of the episode. Fuck Game of Thrones.
No, I never get it. I never get it.
I loved that series, and that's why people were so passionately disappointed and upset, is because you look forward to it every fucking Sunday.
I don't know what I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then instead of watching more, I read all of the books, and then I never watched it again until the last season. And I said, I guess because people at the bar, I mean, it was so big that everyone's like, are you going to put on Game of Thrones? And I'm like, fuck you mean am I going to? And then I'd put on Game of Thrones. And we'd have people just sit there watching it. I'm like, what is going on?
I would love to know what the bar scenes.
You need to know about fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it appeals to the lowest common denominator. It appears to people like it that like fucking NASCAR. You know, I don't know.
I don't know anyone that likes NASCAR that watches Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
personally.
Game of Thrones came on
my fa-
Sunday
my-
night, not Sunday morning.
My
So,
father-in-law likes both.
yeah.
What a Renaissance man. That's
Yeah. Can't put him in a box.
Oh man. Yeah, fuck Game of Thrones.
Yeah, get off of it. Get
Mhm.
somewhere else.
Y'all can shit on it all you want, but I watched Birds of Prey last night.
Good for you.
And oh,
Was it
that
better than The
is-
Hunt?
yes, it was a much better film than The Hunt. I'll give him that.
Damn. This is a must watch.
High marks. High marks.
It's a must watch. Emily and I
Must-see
both
TV.
agreed it had a strange Wolf of Wall Street, almost as if she was getting, because it was the first thing she was in control of. It was
Wait.
almost
What do you mean? What are
She
you trying to
didn't-
say? Who is she? Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie.
Okay.
She didn't direct it
No,
or
she did
anything,
not.
but
Some
she
Asian lady.
was, but she had a lot of control over the film,
Okay.
which
She didn't want to wear skimpy clothes anymore.
yeah, and she wanted a female squad. She wanted
Mhm.
all these things.
Like the comic book. I would hope so.
Like the Birds of Prey.
Yeah, like the Birds of Prey. Wow.
She
Okay.
had controlling rights to it, but it felt as if she
that-
was
get that off your
trying to imitate.
If you weren't sure what the movie poster looked like, you can see it now.
If you are in doubt about the quality of this film, simply Exhibit A.
That almost seems accurate.
Oh.
It seemed as if she was trying to copy Wolf of Wall Street in a way, because there was so much narration that when you're watching it, you feel, am I watching a combination of Wolf of Wall Street and Harley Quinn? This is weird. And then they do so many, hey, we're gonna introduce this character.
Well,
But
yeah, because
then
none
we're
of these
gonna-
characters are established. You have to introduce
we're
them
gonna-
all in the
Then
movie.
we're gonna flash back and spend the next 3 to 4 minutes showing you why this person is important, and then we're gonna cut forward again, and then 15 minutes later we're gonna do the exact same thing. So the first half of the film is a little fucking painful.
Yeah, it's just establishing your characters just so they can do something at the end of the movie.
It's very
It's the
it's very
Avengers
DC.
in one movie.
Yeah,
At
it's
least
very-
Justice League had like 2 movies to establish it. You know, Wonder Woman came in, Dawn of I don't know what what's the one? What's Batman versus Superman, Dawn of
Nightmare
Justice?
Superman.
Yeah, you still had, you know, you had a vision of the Flash, you had Wonder Woman, still poorly set up. But in Birds of Prey, I mean, literally none of those characters are set up except for Harley Quinn. So
I didn't see Birds of Prey, but I heard that. I heard there was not a lot of girl power type stuff, which is what a lot of people kind of expected from a movie like this. But I heard it was kind of over the top. Like I heard there's a
For
scene.
that, I will give them credit. It wasn't when.
Yeah. Like I heard
it's not a strong. It might be a feminist movie, but it's not overbearing. It
like
doesn't
we need
shove
to make a
genders up.
statement about what just happened. You
yeah.
know, like apparently, but I did hear like it was kind of like there's a scene in the bar where some guy calls her a name or something like that, and she like breaks his leg and his knee like completely, like she comes down on it or something like that, where it's just like the dude just called you a name. People call me names all the time. Like
The dude had his legs stretched out like he was relaxing, and the whole point is she is the girlfriend of the Joker, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, she's a psychopath. That's
So-
important to note.
She jumps onto his outstretched legs, and they crack. I mean, there is some gratuitous violence. That scene being one of them, and she gets away with it. But that's meant to set up the fact that once people find out that her and the Joker are no longer together, everyone's after her because she was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
And-
she
and
made a
she's
lot of
no long-
enemies.
She made a lot of enemies, and she's no longer being protected by the Joker.
Well, yeah, in the Batman comics, she's an ally of theirs. Basically, she works with Batman.
Yeah,
Oh.
no one's scared of her anymore. Was kind of the point of a lot of the scenes.
So it's still okay to just go around breaking people's legs because they
She's a
call
bad
you.
guy. She's not a good guy, Mike.
One thing we both agreed on, it wasn't her character isn't as fun as she is in the Suicide Squad. And the point that and that sticks out to me was in the Suicide Squad, the main Harley Quinn moment to me was when they're walking down the street and she stops and she looks in the store window and she shatters it, and it's like a bag or something, and she just takes it and she's like, "What? We're bad guys." That was like Harley Quinn. That is Harley Quinn in my mind. She's a little bit crazy, doesn't give a fuck about the law, and is gonna do whatever the hell she wants. She's a lot more rational in this film, which makes you go, with the exception of the pet hyena, which is one of the saving graces. The pet hyena, I think named Dave or something fucking weird, was a pretty exceptional part of the movie. And the second half of the film is the whole film. It's worth watching, and the second half is very enjoyable. But the first half is so thick with having to
Is it a
layer
long
in.
movie? How long is it? 2
I'll say
hours?
It's close to 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any
I mean-
cameos at all from like Batman?
Yeah,
or
you
the
got
Joker?
Batman, Joker, any of that? Are there
They-
mentions, name drops?
The
Obviously they name drop
Joker, yeah, the Joker is Mr. J, obviously. And they do have scenes from Suicide Squad where they show the back of his head. It's an hour and 48 minutes.
Joker or Batman?
Oh, they show the back of the Joker's head
Oh.
because they have to reference when she jumps into the pit and he pulls her out.
Oh, okay.
So they do like the back of his head and you see her.
I still feel like they still haven't casted the right Joker. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd
I
like to
personally
see-
thought Jared Leto did a good job. I just think the character design is what turned people off.
See, my problem with Jared Leto's wasn't even his performance. It was the type of Joker he was trying to portray as the skinny, crazy, kind of lanky Joker. Like, which I feel William Dafoe would make a better Joker.
Too old.
I mean,
Well, you would have to do
you
a
would need
story.
you would need old
yeah.
Batman.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
something
other
like
thing
that.
would be: have either one of you seen Preacher?
No. I know what it is. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. Though.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well,
they made a show on AMC about the comic, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a guy that's on Misfits, which was a UK show.
Yeah.
And he's on Preacher as well. I think he's like a fallen demon or something like that. But he would be the perfect Joker. He's a young guy. He's got a heavy Scottish accent, though. But yeah, I think William Dafoe has always been on my top list for Jokers. I feel like that was a real missed opportunity. But I didn't mind the Joker movie. It was okay, but
You're with Joaquin Phoenix?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that it was a really, really good movie. That being said, it is not something you can. It's a standalone story. It's a one-off. Like you cannot extend that universe. I
Mhm.
mean, as much as they
They
want to,
better
'cause
not.
as much they're going, they want those
They
paychecks,
want
man.
to.
That's
They better
money
fucking
in the
not.
bag.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dumb enough to go see it. I mean, if it's two, I'm gonna be like, how fucking dare they? Fucking midnight ticket, please.
Yeah, probably.
I might not go see the third one, but I'll go see the second one. But that's not a character that vibes. You can't have him in Birds of Prey and the Justice League and shit. Like it's a different type of story. It's a great story, but there are plenty of great one-off comic stories,
Jared
but
Leto
doesn't
just
mean
seems so lost.
I kind of agree with Adam. I enjoy what he's trying to do.
Mhm.
Um, I I just don't think the general populace really liked it so much.
The tattoos really hurt.
He was going for like a modern thing. I get it.
They wanted to make him a gangster, and that's fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But it's not what we're used to seeing. We don't even really see that in the there's not even a variation like that in the comics, really. So you're gonna do like an original Joker in your universe, in your extended universe, like, and then you're gonna get butthurt when they don't fucking cast you again. Like, this is bullshit. Like, okay. Well, you were only in 5 minutes of the movie, man. Calm down.
Well, that was a surprise. I mean, honestly, it just seemed like if you look at, I mean, Jack Nicholson, he was supposed to be a gangster as well. His version of the Joker was a gangster. He is controlling 100,000% of his performance, whereas Jared Leto to me just seems like he's getting lost in the Joker. Like, and that's what my
He's
biggest
like
issue.
method acting it.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
biggest
you
issue
don't
with
want
his
your
Joker.
character to get lost.
Not in his own self. Like that means he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, oh, who am I? Oh, fuck, bad guys. Like, Jack Nicholson, he was as ridiculous and as horrible as some of the scenes were. I mean, we had Bat Dance thanks to Prince and
Yeah.
stuff, but he.
I mean, a lot of it stands up. I mean, obviously some of it doesn't, but
His character just seemed way more formed in such an
Yeah.
early time of comics compared to Jared Leto's character. In a
Give you
time
that.
where Warner Brothers is still trying to figure out how to do comic book movies, so I guess I'm not that.
No one figured it out till X-Men, I guess. I don't know if you had Blade before X-Men, but I think X-Men was kind of like the first big like it hit well, and they said, holy shit, we can make money on this. I mean, the Batman movies are popular too, but like you said, it didn't kind of like lay the blueprint. I feel like X-Men gave way to Spider-Man, gave way to the trilogies of these movies, and then you just had a bunch of one-offs too that were hit and miss, but people were copying the formula, right? Sure, you had Batman and Batman Returns, where the copycats, or at least copycats that stood out. You know what I mean? I'm sure there were some, but you don't hear about them today. So
Yeah.
Do we want to hit Final Fantasy VII?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
game you guys have been playing a little bit
you
about.
haven't beat it. You have to beat it.
I have to beat it, so I want to save it.
Yeah, all I can say about it is soundtrack 10 out of 10.
What do you
Oh, I gotta stop real quick, just because you said that. The Birds of Prey soundtrack is exceptional.
Oh, I can't believe that.
The action sequences.
I gotta look at the soundtrack right now.
The action sequences and the soundtrack are no complaints. No complaints.
Is it an original soundtrack, or is it real
no.
songs?
No, they're real songs.
Oh,
They're
fucking
fuck.
K-Fly.
Jason, pull it up for us.
Yeah. Oh, well, they do have Halsey, and I like Halsey.
And Ewan McGregor's acting is obviously through the roof.
Yeah, well, he's good. He's a
Margot
homewrecker.
Robbie is exceptional as always. I mean, you have
I don't know a lot of these
compliments where
people.
compliments are due.
Who is Baby Goth? Is that a Japanese band?
I have no idea. But
You got like Doja Cat, Whipped Cream. I don't know who any of these people are except for Halsey. Who's K-Fly? I think they're popular. Juicy Fruit, but it's spelt with 2 E's and 2 O's. I don't know. I wouldn't listen to any of this shit if you paid me. I'll tell you that right now. I'll stick to my Final Fantasy VII soundtracks. Thank you very much.
well, the
This
music's
is how
good.
you
the
get. This is how
action's
you get
good.
better at Rocket League, Adam. You fucking stop listening to that garbage. And you get on some video game OSTs, okay?
The music's good. The action's good. The actors are obviously good.
What's wrong with you?
It's just the overall execution. The execution is
The directing.
Isn't that like every DC movie though?
yeah, basically at this point. They have a good foundation and then they just rush it and run it to the ground.
I mean, not really. What are their last couple movies? I mean, Joker hit, Wonder Woman hit,
Oh,
Aquaman.
the last couple. The
Wonder
last couple.
Woman 84 probably would have been a hit. Still might be a hit.
Oh, for sure. Everyone went crazy for Wonder Woman the first
Yeah.
time it came out. So
I
absolutely.
do think it's weird that they're bringing like Chris Pine back. I'm like, you just out of fucking ideas. You're just like, people like him. Get him in the movie somehow. What is he, like a shapeshifter?
Get in there,
Some
Kirk.
bullshit? Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, they got good chemistry, so I don't know. People really liked Wonder Woman, and I remember we saw it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. Like, it wasn't bad.
Compared to other DC movies though.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is compared to other DC movies.
As a Batman fan though, I honestly felt like the best theatrical portrayal of Batman was absolutely Ben Affleck in that warehouse. He was flying around fighting the way Batman fights, dude.
Okay.
Like, that's what you want to see. It's not Michael Keaton turning his whole head, just to turn,
I don't think anyone's gonna disagree with you about that fight scene. I think unanimously that's a lot of people's favorite part of the entire film, Like
it's whenever people get pissed off because quote Batman's killing people and you're like
he stabbed one dude because he got stabbed. You know what I mean?
First of all, Batman has always killed people.
No, he hasn't.
In every fucking movie.
Oh, well, that's because Tim Burton. Yeah.
No, Google it. There is plenty of examples.
Batman blows up a building with his remote-controlled car in the first Batman. No, you're very right about that. But that's more Tim Burton. He used to, Kevin Smith would talk all the time about how Tim Burton was like, the comics are for kids. We're doing our own thing, basically. Which shows a lot about the end product of Batman and Batman.
Yeah, and then a lot of people know Nolan's made a point of don't be, you can't kill, and
but I don't have to save you.
Yeah, the whole fucking point of Dark Knight, literally the whole point of that movie is, you can't kill anyone else. You get the game over screen, man. Fucking. You could have just shot him in the head, saved yourself a lot of fucking trouble, man.
But even Bale's portrayal of Batman, even if you take out the voice, which people hated, you take out the voice, even his way of fighting was like, like it was not natural looking, like at all, like.
He's a good Bruce Wayne though.
Affleck's Batman fighting looked like the Batman Arkham games.
Yes,
period.
Yeah.
And the story, and that's what you want out of a Batman story. It's just everything else was just shit.
I think Affleck and Bale are both underappreciated. Affleck is definitely.
You think Christian Bale is underappreciated?
Yeah, because people make fun of.
By who?
No, they think his.
Oh, it's Bat Boys.
They think his Batman.
Yeah, well,
He's
Tom
Bruce
Hardy.
Wayne. No one argues against. But
Tom Hardy got it with Bane also, but see, no one says he was a bad Bane. They just make fun of his voice.
His was cool though.
fucking
His was like
get
an
some help.
old, cool British guy. Like, you know, it sounded cool. Batman, on the other
I
hand,
don't
he sounded like a
know.
throat cancer patient. Like, you know, it was tough.
You know what's so funny about that is watching it in a theater, I didn't notice.
Me
I
neither.
never noticed
Me neither.
until it's pointed out. And now when I rewatch it, I'm like, wow, this does sound really bad. Like, except, you know, the end of Dark Knight's like ridiculous because he's all like out of breath. This city just shows you. You know, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was tolerable
doesn't-
to a point.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me until he's speaking to people who know who he is
Oh yeah.
and still using the voice, because the whole point of the voice is to disguise his identity, and he's talking to people that know who he is, and so you're
Yeah, but it's
Why?
the persona. What do you gotta do? They're gonna be like, okay, Bruce, and he's oh fuck, you got me.
no, but they
I'll
both
just take
know.
this
They
mask
both
off,
know.
too.
They both know at that point is my point. There are times
Yeah.
when he has conversations
Did he
where
know?
they both
Did he know it was Bruce Wayne? Who you're referring to? Bane. You're referring to Bane.
Bane.
The Joker didn't know. I don't think he did.
I don't think so. No.
No, the Joker never did, but he talks to Lucius Fox.
Oh yeah. Well,
He
like
uses.
I say, maybe it's part of the persona. It's good practice never to let it up. You know what I mean? When
guess,
I'm wearing
but-
the suit, I gotta talk.
I guess,
like
but
this.
when he's like, "Where is it? You never give it to an ordinary shit." Like, it just gets so bad. Like,
No, I always remember the. You just the people at Gotham just showed you that they're ready to fucking. But dude, he's just so. He's like got his tongue out of his mouth and shit. Let me show you. Fucking dude, it's so bad. It's a good scene, but man, I just cannot not notice it now. I'm like, fuck.
which I'm curious to see how the new Batman's gonna be with that.
I like Robert Pattinson. Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
I thought it was Patterson.
No, Pattinson.
Pattinson? That doesn't sound right.
No, yeah, it's Patterson. You're right.
But that new Batmobile car, I got mixed feelings about it. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah,
would
that
be like if
Batbike
I
doesn't
went
look
to like
good.
a sports dealership car, like I got a nice new like car and just said, "This is the Batmobile."
When
But
you combine
it's in
it,
Origins, you know.
when you combine it with the Batsuit and see all the images put together, you see that they're going for a very
It's uniform, yeah.
it's
the
very
same form.
basic. This is starting out.
Because we haven't seen that 1,000 times. I mean, well, to be fair, they
Not a
rebooted the
real-
shit
not
out
a-
of Spider-Man.
not a semi-realistic version, which is what they seem to be going for. Is a semi-realistic. If Batman was just starting out, this is a Batsuit. This is a souped-up car.
I think Colin Farrell was an interesting choice to be the Penguin. Because he's not...
Yeah, he's fat. He's fat as fuck now.
Is he? I did
Yeah,
not know.
he gained a lot of weight.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like a svelte, skinny...
Nah, he's a big boy. There's some paparazzi photos out.
Oh,
Did he gain weight for the role, or is he just? Did he get?
he was
fat?
like, "This is Corona."
One can ask, yeah. He showed up and said, "Hey guys, I've been working out for this role."
Oh man, they're like, "We need to get a new Penguin." It's not good.
So with that actor, did you guys see The Lighthouse, Good Time, or The King? Any of the three?
I saw the King.
I watched most of the King.
Was that good? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I
That's the
fell
only one on
asleep.
that list I haven't seen. He fell asleep.
What I saw was entertaining,
Really?
and
Good.
his overly, his over the top accent, which was apparently on purpose, was enjoyable. And
He's a really good actor.
He is a good actor.
He's a good actor.
everyone likes to compare him to Twilight and talk about those days. And it
I
is
don't
what
even
it
think
is.
about that these days when I see him. Like, I don't think about that at all.
Exactly. It's almost comparing. Fuck. Who's Harry Potter?
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Daniel, someone
Daniel,
I know.
Radcliffe or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe. It's almost like
Ratcliffe, that's what it is.
it's
Still
almost
calling him Harry Potter.
it's
Yeah,
almost as if you compare him to Harry Potter.
Sure, that's
they're
the
both
role he's known
iconic.
for, but
Yeah, they're both iconic roles for each actor, but they were both very young when they did them.
yeah, they've done
And
20 films since then. You
They're
know?
gonna be they're gonna be around for a much longer time, and they've both done really amazing work in their own right since then. So I don't like the hate that he's getting in that regard.
That's I
I
mean,
mean, the movie hasn't even come out. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that's just judging it unfairly, but it was a surprise pick.
I mean, Ben Affleck got shit when he got cast. Same thing.
Yeah, everyone gets
Yeah.
shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
who would you cast to play Batman?
I literally have no idea.
I thought
So,
these are two
line 'em up.
ridiculous choices, but a long time ago, I thought Tom Cruise perhaps
No.
could be Batman.
I love Tom Cruise. Let me state that right now. I love Tom Cruise. He can't be Batman. I'm
Please say
sorry.
as an actor.
As an actor, yeah,
The,
absolutely.
the other,
Name a bad Tom Cruise film right now. Go. Oh shit!
Interview
You
with
can't
the
do it.
Vampire.
Bullshit. Fuck you, dude.
I haven't seen it in a while, so
No,
that's why I
dude,
was
that's still a good
Next week it'll be Adam and Jason will be joined by a new co-host.
movie. Yeah,
because
someone that appreciates
that
art.
opinion is not acceptable.
I mean, you might as well just watch
Dude,
Twilight
look,
then.
no, stop. Look at that. You're talking about Antonio Banderas, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and a young what's her name?
Yeah, his ex-wife.
Mary Jane.
Kirsten Bell, right?
What?
All right.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten.
Yeah. I mean, and you knock it out of the park. A realistic vampire portrayal. Come on, man. What and that's all you get. What else you get these days? Fucking Twilight, like come on, man.
All right, fair enough. I haven't seen it in a while. The last time I
and
saw
that's
it was
the
so
point.
boring.
Tom Cruise doesn't have bad movies, so that's the point.
Well, you might be eating your words when Top Gun comes out.
Yeah,
He's a
I know.
maverick.
Yeah, he's 80.
He's 80 and flying around,
Yeah.
thinking it's Independence Day.
That's
Yeah.
if it ever comes out. So have to open theaters for that shit. They're not gonna
They're gonna open theaters. So you kind of space out. They've already said it. They're gonna do that.
Do you even want to go to a theater?
No, I don't.
Where you have to be like, my date is sitting like 3 feet away from me.
Yeah.
You're holding
Yeah.
hands outstretched.
But even if you're like doing the distancing rule, it's like this guy 3 rows up. It's like starts coughing. You're
Coughing.
like,
Oh
no,
my
fuck
god!
this.
Everyone
I'm
just
out.
runs.
Yeah. Like head orderly to the door. Be calm.
Oh.
It ain't worth it. Nothing's coming out that's that important, man. Endgame already came out. Star Wars already came out.
Well, what's in production now? Nothing's in production. We're gonna run out.
Dune, you got Dune coming out, but
Oh, I want to see that too. I want to see Doom so much.
yeah, that guy hasn't made a bad movie.
Isn't that a
yet
movie
either.
about sand?
Yes, it's about sand. But
No, I'm just kidding. I've never seen or heard anything about Dune before.
well, it's gonna be the big thing. I'll say it right now. It'll be the next Star Wars, especially with that director, Dennis.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
I'll
Might have to
I
check
can
it
eat
out
my
then.
words.
I'll have to eat my words then.
Yeah, and it's gotta be better than Star Wars. Do you see any of his other films? You've seen Arrival?
Yeah, I saw Arrival. Shitty ending.
Arrival. A shitty ending. What are you talking about, man?
Because I can't remember what happened. That's how shitty the ending was.
Oh my god.
All right, well then, refresh my memory.
You couldn't.
please.
It was too deep for you. That's why. Remember the alien language makes you perceive time non-linearly. So she learns the language. It turns out the flashbacks are actually the future, and she's experiencing like the future and the present and the past all at once. And then that's kind of how the movie ends. Like that's the twist. She calls the Chinese guy and she tells him some shit. And then the movie ends with them having a kid, even though she knows her kid's gonna die of cancer or whatever.
Oh, that's
It's really
why.
good. The end of that, the last 2 minutes, they had the music swell. It's very good. They get you in the end on that film.
I mean, that sounds like a very Interstellar ending type.
Yeah, Interstellar was good too, but that's
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Man, fuck. All of Christopher Nolan movies are good because they end good.
Name a bad Christopher Nolan movie. Go.
Maybe. Can I? I don't think I can.
There's not a
Yes.
movie I've heard of called Maybe, Jason.
No, there's one out here. Come on, I know.
He ain't no Tom Cruise.
Fuck. No, I don't know. Christopher Nolan hasn't really made a bad one. I don't know. Does Inception hold up on rewatches?
Not anymore. I feel like once you watch it, that's it.
I didn't love Dunkirk. Nah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I didn't love Dunkirk.
If you've seen one war movie, you've seen a million.
But I did like The Prestige. I like The Prestige a lot. Actually.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Oh, anyway, that guy does Sicario and Arrival and fucking Prisoners and Enemy. Dude, all of his movies are fucking great.
I loved Arrival. It just everything up to it was so
Horribly.
good, but
Yeah.
the ending was just so boring. To me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I really like.
Maybe
that.
I was expecting like an Independence Day type ending.
Yeah, it was a realistic. It's like the most realistic alien movie we're ever gonna get. Like
How-
it's still
how
it's still a little
difficult is that?
fantasy, but it's fucking it's like Signs. That's why Signs is good. You know, it's like the fucking it feels real. You know.
Hmm. Oh man.
Enough on a movie tangent.
Does
Sorry.
anyone else have any other topics of the week?
Mountain Blade is getting patched like every day still. That's really cool.
You still did not properly explain what the fuck that game is
You
last
just
week.
play it. You play it. It's just a fucking.
It's very straightforward, Adam. It's mount and blade.
And blade. You get on a horse and you fucking cut some people up. It's just an Empire simulator. You know, I don't know, but they're patching the fuck out of it. So hopefully.
Yeah, what did you say earlier? Give me a second. I'm sieging a castle, I think was the direct.
Yeah, I was doing a siege. Sieges take a little bit of time, and you kind of like when it's just an army on an army, you can get through it really fast, and it's not so difficult. A siege, though, the defender definitely has the advantage. So like, I actually have to pay attention to what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, it's
I'm like,
like
I
Risk.
can't just bullshit this.
It's like Risk.
Well, I mean, you're
Yeah, especially
controlling
that
like,
Risk game that we haven't finished that I'm about to win.
oh, which one? The
I
one
mean,
that I was gonna win before
I think
that?
I'm going to win.
You won game 1, I won game 2, and I'll give it to Adam. Adam's
That's-
gonna win game 3.
That's
I
what
don't
we're
need
gonna
to
do
go
after
and
this.
see.
We're doing that
No.
after this. Continue.
Oh my fucking god. Anyway, no, it's tough because you got 400 guys and you got to control them correctly because you don't want your archers to fucking go out in front and get mowed down. Like you need shields in front of them. You need your cavalry to flank their infantry. Like, and you're moving it on the battlefield, and you as an individual player, like you can fuck them up too. Like there's a lot going on in the game. I don't know, but see, that sounds overwhelming, but it really isn't. Like it's really accessible to new players. I think that's why I like it. It's easy to learn, hard to master. It's just like Rocket League.
You described it as sort of Civish, kind of, last time.
When you're not in battles, yes. Like your empire management is still easy to learn, hard to master. Like
Which is the definition of most good games.
Exactly. There's a lot of depth that you don't even get into. I'm still reading shit about it. I'm like, what? I can do that? Like, I'm playing the game fine without ever doing like workshops or smithing or like caravans. And but I could do all that if I wanted to. So
Well, you guys need to get Green Hell. Need to survive together.
I might get it. I've been wanting to play a spooky co-op game. I can't get Jade to play any with me because
What is the difference between that and
Let's go
Ark
play.
or Ark or any other survival fucking
Ark
game.
is shit. That's what
Adam, you
people
remember
think.
how detailed it
Why
was?
is Green Hell any different?
I mean, I haven't played Ark, but I remember I was playing and Adam was like, "Dear God, this game is so detailed."
Detailed as in annoyingly detailed. I
if,
got bit by
Oh.
a snake. I'm gonna die if I
if you don't treat it.
That's fucking annoying. I'm walking through the woods. You're in a jungle.
Look,
Okay.
Mike, me and you need to go play Folklore Hunter.
Oh,
Okay?
I'm
We can have
down.
we can have a let's play about that. I think we have to go kill a Wendigo.
I'll take him on first. I'll aggro. I'm ready.
It's supposed to be pretty spooky.
We're gonna have a Nerdy Drunken Stone 3.5 Let's Play with Mike and Jason.
Yeah, we'll just do the basic bitch shit and just play scary games.
Hey,
Good.
I'm down.
Yeah. That's it. I'm out of fucking shit to talk about. I got nothing. I didn't do anything all week. I made all this up. Everything I just said, I made up.
We're all quarantined. No one has done shit all week except just
None of
watch
these are
TV
real
shows and play
opinions.
video games.
Don't worry, guys. I'll just cut out this last like 20 seconds. It'll be
Good.
fine.
Please. Well, look, next week we got a cornucopia of shit. We got the Better Call Saul finale. Adam will probably be done with Final Fantasy, and we can
God
deep dive
willing.
into that.
Finally, white smoke.
We're gonna find out
Me
who bought
and
the
Mike
XFL.
will continue not watching Birds of Prey.
We'll find
So-
out who bought the XFL.
No one. No
No
one. is
one.
buying.
That's spoiler alert.
Spoiler. No one.
And we'll get to talk about all the new deaths due to COVID-19.
No one. No one is
dying.
dying. COVID-19. Spoiler. Spoilers. Don't you
Anyways.
know the hospitals are lying at them? They get government money. So if you die in a car crash, just saying you died of pneumonia. I heard someone say that today in real life. So
I mean,
Anyways,
gotta be
that
true.
will-
he works for the fucking post office too. He's a piece of shit.
it's gotta be true then.
that will be all this week for Nerdy
I'm not saying
Drunken-
postal workers are assholes. I'm saying that man is an asshole.
Good clarification. We love the USPS.
I love government employees. I love the Chinese government.
So,
That will be all this week. That will be all this week for Nerdy Drunken Stoned. Please be sure to comment down below, share it with your friends, like and subscribe. To get updates about new videos, please be sure to click that bell. And we will
gross.
see you guys next
You're
week.
a whore. You're whoring yourself out.